All right, what's up, everybody? Hopefully, everyone is doing well. Today, I'm going to cover an NFT sort of project um, that I think is really fun and something that's going to be widely adopted over the years. Again, there are so many projects to cover, and I think the way we're going to format this podcast, at least for now, is to focus the ones that I think are really relevant, really cool, and maybe upcoming projects. So I think a lot of you have heard of VV and Ecomi. More specifically, VV, it's kind of like the same thing. People call it VV Ecomi. But VV is a platform kind of like OpenSea where they sell NFTs, but around popular IP, popular brands such as Marvel, Disney, Cartoon Network, Da Vinci, James Bond, so many different comics, DC. The list goes on and on and on. And to give you more perspective, um, it's called Vivi. You can only get these apps or these NFTs on the marketplace within your mobile device. So you have to download it on your Apple or on your Android device. You can't get it over the desktop, I believe. But it even shows right here on the main website that all these different brands that they have in their collection, and there's more counting Jurassic Park, Superman, Back to the Future, Star Trek. There's rumors to have they're gonna have Star Wars. What else are they gonna have? Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of IP, right? And essentially, what you can do as of this moment is not only collect them, but have a virtual showroom where you can go inside and put your art, or you can take a picture. I'm pretty sure you've seen it on Twitter, social media in general, but mainly Twitter, where people show their augmented reality NFT collections, and it's really cool because you can't really do that with other NFTs that you say that you buy on OpenSea, for example, right? And what they're really trying to gravitate towards is creating a metaverse with all this IP. Now, what are they going to do with that metaverse? I don't really know. It's all speculation at this point. But think, for what I think they're going to create a huge metaverse with all this IP, and they're going to create a huge marketplace, games, and whatnot. And I think you're going to have a lot of utility with these NFTs in their metaverse. But to really emphasize on that matter, one example that I like to point out is they had a Disney Plus Day, Disney NFTs, and if you bought one of their golden moments, which I can show right here and on Instagram on their official Instagram page, um, VV Official, right here it shows their golden. Actually, as a matter of fact, they already have Star Wars, yeah, and Pixar and Simpsons, and oh my god, they have so many IP, um, so many brands underneath their umbrella. But point is, with these golden golden moments, that's what they call it, these NFT collections, if you actually got one of these, then you'll have a free membership for I think about a month to for Disney Plus, right? So if you own, for example, The Simpsons, or look at this one right here, it's gold. um if you own The Simpsons, or if you own Elsa from, I think it's Frozen, then you'll be able, it says right here, customers in select markets who first purchase an NFT from the collection will also receive 3 months of Disney Plus courtesy of Vivi. Auto renews at the current monthly price after. Terms apply. Vivi.me/slash promotion. So you get 3 months free from from this NFT. So it's not just about collecting the art, but maybe the utility as well. And again, we're very early in this space, and who knows what the utility is going to be afterwards with other projects and drops and whatnot, right? So that's really cool stuff. They had the DEF CON event in California, Irvine, a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of their jobs have been put on VV. They've been massively popular. A lot of these projects are going up to like $1,000 per. Um, and these collections are different, and here's why. Because on OpenSea, a lot of these projects, you have different traits. So you have, like, for example, an ape, Board Ape Yacht Club, right? For example, and they have like a different trait, different skin tone, different background, a different hat, different chain, different jewelry, so on and so forth. But for the most part, in these VV collections, you only have like 8,000 or 10,000 of the same ones, but they come in maybe three different rarities. So you have like a common, a super rare, and an ultra rare, and sometimes they'll come like animated. When it's animated, then that means it's very rare, most of the time. Or if it's gold, or even like this a chrome like color, um, that'll make it a lot more expensive on average from what I've seen, right? Of course, you have to do your due diligence, because a lot of people are making a lot of money just flipping these NFTs on VV and getting these drops and whatnot. But point is, the reason why I like this project is because I think we're all very familiar. No matter when you were born, either you're a '90s kid, '90s baby, born in the 2000s, I think we all know Marvel. We all know DC. I think we all know like Cartoon Network and Star Wars. And these are brands that are going to be embedded in not only the US culture, but like all over the world. And this is why I think like NFTs right now, there's so much artwork being outputted in the NFT format. And they are building some serious IP. Again, Be Friends, you have Board Ape Yacht Club, you have Dead Peoples, or I think Dead Zombies, Doodles, so on and so forth, right? But if you already have existing IP that's been, in the culture, in the moment for decades, talking about Marvel here, talking about Disney, then that's already going to be in the consumer's mind, and people are going to be collecting that like ASAP, and there's so much demand for it. And to really emphasize that, when you go on their Discord or on their Twitter, um, they already have like 100,000 plus followers on their Twitter feed. Let me just confirm that right now. So 132,000 followers. Now, again, that doesn't mean much, but when you go to their actual VV app, they have so many comments on all these different drops, so many YouTubers talking about it, and the comic community, the superhero community, just the community with all these IPs is so strong. People love comics. People have been collecting them, merch, uh, toys, and stuff like that. And now NFTs is going to be a massive, massive marketplace, and it is right now on BB. That's the real cool thing. And now, to be honest with you, I don't totally understand the tokenomics behind Ecomi and BB, but from my understanding, they go hand in hand, right? So whenever an NFT gets bought on BB, then Ecomi gets burned because you're kind of using that as a baseline for their project. Simple as that. I know I'm not saying it correctly in terms of something very technical, but when it comes down to VV, Ecomi is very uh, in close ties with the platform. Um, so essentially, if you invest in Ecomi, you're investing in almost all of the NFTs in VV, whereas in VV, you can just invest in individual NFTs, right? Um, so right now, here's a price. This is we're in November 23rd, 2021, and it looks dirt cheap. For what they're worth, for what they're releasing in their drops, it's crazy. And they're not even in main exchanges right now. You can only get it in Bitforex and other ones, but you can't get it on Coinbase or Crypto.com. So it's gonna take a while to get it on Bitforex, and I think that's why it's really low key compared to other metaverses and other NFT projects. But it's not really low key because there's so many people talking about it. So let's go to their Discord and see how many people are like actively talking on it. They have 57,000 members. 57,000. I'm pretty sure they have a lot more. Or this might be a different one. Let's see. BV official. Okay, yeah, never mind. They have 57.8 thousand, and right now 5.45 thousand online members as of this moment. So they have a bunch of followers. Like again, apart from Discord, Twitter, and um the actual app itself in terms of engagement, take all that away, and you still have the community behind comics, collectibles in terms of like plush toys and mugs and toys and stuff like that. Just the IP has generated so much engagement overall, and NFTs is just like the sprinkles on top, or maybe even the icing, the sprinkles, everything on top that makes this whole thing really cool for new collectibles. We're bringing a new audience to the NFT marketplace, to the NFT platforms, and I think it's very exciting. This is why I like this project, not in terms of like finance. Of course, everyone's going for the money, I think, in my opinion, but this is something that I personally grew up with. This is something that you've probably most likely grew up with. I'm pretty sure as a kid, if you were born in the '90s, I'm pretty sure you watch Powerpuff Girls. I'm pretty sure you watch Spider Man. Um, if you were born yesterday, I'm pretty sure you know what Spider Man is. We all know what Batman is, right? If they have Pokemon, it's game over. We all know what Star. I don't even watch Star Wars. I never watched one film. Sorry, but I know what it is, and I know how powerful Star Wars is, and how strong the IP is. And let's face it, the other IPs, the other NFTs, they popped up a year ago. Yes, they have a very strong community. I support them, but you can't beat the strong IP that has been going along in our minds in the U.S. culture and in the world for decades at a time. And that's why I think they're going to have something that's very cool, especially in the near future with the VV Verse. You're talking about all these metaverse projects, such as Metaverse, aka Facebook, Decentraland, Sandbox. I think you can throw an Engine, Roblox, and of course VEVE Verse. They're doing some really cool stuff. They're filling in the pipes with all these collectibles on their NFT marketplace. They're going through the a transition, I think called the Immutable X, where they're going to be on top or built on top of Ethereum and not just on their own platform. Because again, there's nothing. They're not in a central exchange. They're kind of just like by themselves. What I mean by central exchange, you're not in like in a huge one like Coinbase or Crypto.com. Um, so they're definitely like a lot more independent compared to other projects, I think, and they know what they're doing. They have Alcon, the guy who has freaking introduced, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, um, Sour. No, I was gonna say Sour Patch Kids. Is that no? Like a whole variety of brands, and this is why I love it because these are the things that I grew up with. So definitely download the app. It's something that's very cool. If you want to get into the NFT game and not sure what you want, I think buying something that you think that you will definitely cherish is could be a great way to start, just to get your feet wet, just to get into the game because you can honestly just buy a comic book for $9, right? For $5 even on the app. But if you want to get like an ultra rare Spider-Man that can cost you like $500, $1,000, and the price of that is only going to go up. But if you just want to get your feet wet and buy a project or buy an NFT that you are familiar with in terms of the IP and the artwork, then I think Vivi can be a great way because again they have so many IP and brands that you're probably familiar with. And as a matter of fact, they have Adventureland too. It's really cool what they're doing. Definitely check them out. I think it can definitely make you feel nostalgic and it's kind of cool to own a piece of the art with something that you kind of grew up with, right? So that's that. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We'll definitely be making more episodes around VV. I know I didn't go too in depth on the app. I didn't have it in my hand, but I think this is a really cool project in terms of the intellectual property and the brands that they're working with. So with that being said, hopefully everyone enjoyed this episode. Please give me some feedback. What do you want to hear next? And yeah, appreciate it.